Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my theory tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets which you can download in US letter or A4, and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best be prepared for your exam, and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel and share out the videos. And now we're going to continue with 2019 practice paper for grade 5 part B. So that's paper B of the 2019 past papers. And if you turn with me to page 13, we're going to look at question 4 together. So we have a series of questions that are going to keep relating back to this Haydn sonata here. And so if we just start by looking at section A, we've got some general musical direction and performance terms here to choose from. And so do remember that these musical terms, these Italian terms and symbols, musical symbols, all will be taken from anything from grades 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 as well. So there's a good chunk of revision to do. And if you refer to the PDF documents, if you go to the back of the document, I've given you some little tests just to help give you a bit of a quiz. And also in some of the earlier grades in the PDF documents, I'll give you some revision tips as well. So it's worth having a good go at that. Because this one, Adagio, was right back in grade 1. And that means slow. This little symbol here is an arpeggiated symbol, and it means that you're spreading the notes, particularly saying from the bottom, starting from the bottom. So be careful you don't get led astray here. Bit of a red herring there. It's starting from the bottom. So that's that one. So now a bit of general knowledge. We're told that the key is in F major. And then we're asked what other key has the same key signature. And so if you've written out your circle of fifths, I do suggest you do that before you start. And if you're not sure how to do this, if you refer to my video on the circle of fifths, you can find it in the playlist Music Theory for Everyone. And also I've put a link in the cards in the description. And that means all your thinking's done in one easy swoop, and then it's much less stressful. And you can see here that F major is related to D minor with a key signature of B flats. So that's soon answered, D minor. Now then, we're getting a little bit more zoned into the music here. We're asked to draw a bracket over 5 notes specifically that form a chromatic scale. So we're looking through the music and we're looking for some clues of lots of accidentals following on. So although we've got some here, that's not enough. We have B flat to C to C sharp to D. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5. So that won't do. We haven't got quite enough in the sequence. So let's get looking further. And if you find that hard to visualise in your head, do just sketch out a little piano keyboard and just take that thinking away, and then you can easily see the steps. Even if you don't play piano, it's a really good thing to just visualise your intervals. So we have the same again here, but it's cut short, so that won't do. What do we have here? C sharp, D, but then that won't do because D to E is not a semitone. So let's see, this looks like it's going to have to be it. Where can it start from there? We have. So that won't start there. We can't start there. Let's start here. So we have, let's have a look at this. So we have either an A to a B flat, B natural, C C sharp to D. So actually we've got more than enough here. So you can either start it from the A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or alternatively you can start it from the B flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go all the way up to the D. So either of those two will do. It's 5 notes starting, depending what note you start from. So there we go, that's soon done. So now we're asked to name the ornament. It's marked with an X in bar 4. So bars 1, 2, 3, 4, here's the X. And this little symbol here means a turn, where you play above the note itself, below the note, this time with a sharp, and then back to the written note. So that's a turn, or more specifically, an upper turn. Either one of those will be okay for your answer. So moving on, so just turning over the page, but we're going to have to just keep popping back. So now then, we're asked to rewrite the left-hand chord, the last left-hand chord of the extract. Now they've been very, very helpful here. They've sort of stopped you getting a little bit stuck so that it sounds at the same pitch but using the tenor clef. So we've got to put in the clef and the key signature. So let's do that first of all. So the tenor clef centres around this next to the top line as middle C. So we have a double bar line. That's our focal point. And then anything sort of vaguely along those lines. The key signature is 1 flat, B flat. So there's C, that is B flat. And now let's just refer back to the music and find out what that last left-hand chord is. So the last left-hand chord is here, and they very helpfully, I think that was a bit above and beyond the call of duty really. It's good of them to tell us that. So here is a super starting point. We have middle C, because if you remember, middle C is at the bottom of the treble, top of the bass as if you've met in the middle. So we have the middle C, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th note above that, the G. So that's easy to do. So there's our middle C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the G is there. C, D, E, F, G. And now we just need the stems to make it the right time value, because, yep, that's a crotchet or a quarter note. So let's move on. Now then, we're asked to describe the chords and say whether the chord's 1, 2, 4 or 5, and we also need to indicate whether it's root position or an inversion. So first of all, let's just map out our thinking. So we're looking for chords 1, 2, 4 or 5. We're in F major, so chord 1 is based on F. Chord 2, next step up, F, G, A, B. Of course it's B flats, but your key signature will deal with that. And C. Now we're building up our triad, 1st, 3rd, 5th. If you find that tricky to hold in your mind, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, F, A, C, G, B, D, B, D, F, C, E, G. And we've got a double check because that's 1, 3, 5, which forms the root of chord 5. And then we can also prepare our thinking whether it's root position, 1st or 2nd inversion. So let's look what chord A of bar 3 has. So here we have a B, of course it's B flat, but your key signature deals with that, a B, an F and a D, and chord 4 has the B flat in the root. We can see we have a B, D, F and B is at the root, or B flat as it were. So 4A fully answers that. So let's look at the next one. So now we're on bar 4, chord B. So we're still in bass and treble. So that is a C, an A and an F. Notice the C is at the bottom. So C, A and F is all chord 1, but because the C is at the bottom, we say 1C because it's the second inversion. Let's look at this last one now, bar 8, chord C. Now remember, they've already warned us that we're in treble clef here, and we've already done a lot of the thinking this. We know this is a C and a G because we've written that out in tenor clef, and then we have an E to add into the mix. Notice that it's a C at the base. So C, E, G is a chord 5, and with a C at the base, it's root position, so we say chord 1. So there we go. Now then, we're asked to look and to say, is it true or is it false that the ornament in bar 6 is an acciaccatura? So that's a grace note that looks like this. Unlike an appoggiatura, which is the leaning note which doesn't have the little line through it. This is the one where you just sort of squish it in. It's a crushed note, whereas this one divides the note equally. So let's see which one we've got in bar 6. So where are we in bar 6? It's this one, and that is indeed the appoggiatura, the leaning note. So the statement that we've been given here is false. Easy to confuse the two, but that's the acciaccatura, that's the appoggiatura. Now then, we've been asked to describe the time signature. So we've got to look, are we counting in groups of 3 for it to be compound, or groups of 2 for it to be simple? And then how many groups? 2, 3 or 4. So let's see what we've got here. So we have a time signature of common time, which is 4 beats per bar, and each beat is a crotchet or a quarter note. So that divides into 2 quavers, so we can see that's simple time. So we're in simple time, and there are 4 beats per bar, so it's quadruple. So let's add that in. So it's simple time, and we're in quadruple time. And now we have just some general knowledge about the orchestral instruments. So we need to name an instrument, a standard orchestral instrument to be specific here, that could play the right hand part of bar 7, so it's comfortable in the same pitch. So let's look at bar 7. So you can see we're in the treble clef, and we're getting pretty high in that clef as well. So you're looking at really treble instruments. So it will be instruments such as the flute, the oboe, or the clarinet, if you were choosing the woodwind family, that is. So you would be choosing the flute, the oboe or the clarinet. They're quite happy in that treble register. If you chose strings, if you chose a different family, then it would be the violin. If you chose the brass family, the option that you would have there would be the trumpet. Now, depending what you've chosen here, depends whether it's going to be transposing or non-transposing. So I shall go for flute of the woodwind family, which is a non-transposing instrument. It sounds a C when you play a C, so I would say non-transposing. However, that would be also the case for oboe and violin, but if you'd chosen clarinet or trumpet, they are transposing instruments. The trumpet is a trumpet in B flat, so if it plays a C, it sounds a B flat. Same true is also here for the clarinet in B flat, and occasionally you get a clarinet in A. So just depending what you've put here will determine what you put here as well. So that's that question sorted. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope this is helpful to you. I hope it's helping you with your studies and helping you to get to grips with the topic of Grade 5 Music Theory. I hope that you're enjoying working through these papers. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel and share out the videos. Please also do browse through the information and resources that are available to help you at my website. So do go to sharonbill.com and have a look there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.